December 7th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 1. Oh, we've upgraded. Hello guys, welcome back to Let's Play of Ace Attorney. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. Yes, I'm still going to read it in this voice. Sorry, I can't help it. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, you look like a rich douchebag. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. Better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. To the prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. If we may call our first witness, Your Honor, the prosecution calls for Chief Officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Lord knows this guy's going to be so helpful. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map on the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hand, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue? Floor plans added to the court record. Okay. Now, detective. Yes, sir? You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I have hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe? Please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Okay. It's just gonna be her name written or something. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There was 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh. Smack. Hey, Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions to the witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It works a lot of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. So what does that mean? How do I press someone? Oh, I just pressed L1 apparently. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. Okay. There were 2 people there already. Yes. The defendants and Miss... Yes, that was us. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. Okay. Let's see if we can get some details on this. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this suspicious woman in pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious and she saw us in pink, Yao. Well, okay, I guess she is pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes! Yeah. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. But it isn't. You don't have any proof that she wrote that. Or that that's what it's trying to say. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why did you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? I know, I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Okay. So is there a actual contradiction here this time? Single blunt or death was instantaneous. Ah, so she couldn't actually write anything. Found a memo, yep. Word Maya. Showed the blood of the victims, also blood on the finger before she died. Nope, that's the last one. Okay, gotta press the last one. Not press, present, whatever. Yes. Nope, that's the one we have to disagree with. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Maya Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. Oh god, Mia and Maya. I gotta get it right, sorry. That's really what you're saying? What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, Detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, Detective. Immediately death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no buttering your way out of this one, Detective. Order! Order! The defense is a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy result? What? When? The day after the murder, I think. Yes. It was the day after the murder. Prosecution point being that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. No way! Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see! Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Oh god, he's so up himself. Right, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? Well, I'm not a sham. I can only say you're a sham. Detective's a sham! Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham! How could you give me a faulty report? Huh? I thought... Detective Gumshoe? I'm disappointed in you, handing him the wrong report like that. I'm sorry, sir. You are at fault, Detective. This isn't going to look good in your evaluation next month. What? But... Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Died from a blow by blunt object may have lived for a few minutes after being hit. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the killer was identifying the victim. It really doesn't, though. I mean... I guess you can say... I know, like, I'm comparing this with, like, Danganronpa, and literally that's the... Spoiler alert, that's, like, the first case. Write the name of the culprit, but still... You could write a name, try and write a message to anyone. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. I'm getting my voices everyone mixed up, sorry. Darn, this isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? She hasn't killed anybody, Phoenix. That's innocent. Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service. Order! An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Oh, yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Gee, I was, like, in my hotel room, teehee. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Co. law offices. That's right, big boy. Please let it testify to the court about what you saw. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. Wow, does that part cooperate with the records? Oh, the new autopsy report doesn't say when she died. And then, oh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Okay. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Wink. Well, Your Honor. I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any... Wait, Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Maya Fay's understudy, were you not? I keep saying Maya instead of Mia, goddammit. You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly ways of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Oh, what you mean, doing her job? Yes, what cowardly ways! Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yes, I'm doing it! I'm gladly proceed with cross-examination, if only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weaknesses. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay, so the thing that stood out to me was the part which says he dodged to the side. It was like 9 o'clock at night, then it was a woman, the one attacking her was a mousy girl, and the woman like dodged to one side and ran away. She dodged? Dodged what? Well, the attack. Please continue your testimony. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Okay. How did you know it was my client? Huh? Well, gee. First of all, she had a girl's physique. And secondly, she was small. Who else could it be but her? She has a point. I question... Well, we said when we looked out the window earlier, like, I don't think I would be able to recognize a face from here, so... Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that... let's not... Calling a lie is pretty bold. Let's stick with you saw nothing for now. Did you really see the defendants at all? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yeah, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless about this, I mean. Okay, if you had really witnessed my client Maya Fay, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. Oh yeah, it's kind of unusual. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. Hey, don't you diss the top knot. However, the witness testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. I was there. She was, Your Honor. I saw her, and so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss Fay? Miss May? Oh god, there's too many people. What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling. Miss May? The court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. I promise. Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. I mean, we've still done a pretty good job at damaging her credibility. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Wait a minute. That does not sound correct. Yeah, all of the debris and stuff was on the left. So that sounds fishy. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock, the kind of statue-y clock, the thinker, I think? Well, does the actual in my report not startle you, Tee? Okay, I'm seeing several problems here. How does she know that's a clock? Have we brought that up yet? I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. So should I query about the clock, or should I query about her claiming where they dodged? Okay, let's press on this one for now. Let's just see what she has to say. Is that right, as in you're right, as you look from the hotel? Which hand do I hold my knife in again? Right, it was my right hand, right. Satisfied, Mr. Wright? Please continue. Okay, so let's, I guess, present the map, because that does not sound right. All of the debris and stuff is on the left. Nope. This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are that evidence in the statement just now related? They aren't, are they? Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. Okay. I still feel like that does contradict something. Girl in the hippie clothes ran after her, and she hit her with a weapon. I saw it, I did. Okay. Let's press on this one. Where did this weapon come from? She picked it up from the desk. I see. What sort of weapon was it? That clock? The kind of statue clock? The thinker, I think? A clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. Okay, so I am supposed to press on the fact she knows the clock. I still feel like the whole she ran right, but everything's on the left is a much bigger concern, but fine. Statue. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock, but there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder. They're not going to pull the same trick twice, are they? Order! Order! Miss May, can you explain how you knew this was a clock? Oh, the witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. What? Bullshit. Ugh. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, I've caught one. Well, only once, okay. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Thank you. Phew, that was close. Please stop me there, the trial will be over. Huh? What? So, what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's... because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So, you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co? No, hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. Hee. The law offices of Fay & Co, where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. I don't care how close two buildings are to one another, you won't hear a digital clock speak in one room from the other building. She could have easily heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? Wait a minute. This, conversation says something about the clock not working, didn't it? Again, what is this? It should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry, I put some papers inside it. Okay. So she's lying. No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because it couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. The clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly just take a look right now? Oh, see anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May. Tisk. Let me guess. How do you have to prove it was empty at the time of the murder? Quite a show you put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, if the clock is empty, as you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork? Oh, here we go. It was after the witness heard the clock, and there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was moved? Ho-ho, impossible, of course. I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves that when the clockwork was removed is this phone. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. Ooh, you have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen, this is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order! Order! The defendant's cell phone? That wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. If the detective better remember he's up to evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I've had to take the clockwork out, sorry. September 5th, 9:27 AM. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Meh. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. So, the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defendant have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yes. The witness claims she had seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce the evidence that will produce the witness has not seen the clock before. It's simple. This clock was never in any store. Ever. But, what? A friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible. Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuse is not on sale today? Oh god, Phoenix is getting savage. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. What the okay. I know people freak out in this game, but jeez. What is it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Why does everyone just default to that expense? She's guilty. Kill her. Burn her. Death sentence. Whoa. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Okay. Okay. Silly me. Did I, lose it? I guess I did. Wing. Scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have any opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I saw the truth of this matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. Wiretap. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me the evidence proving that the witness has heard the murder weapon was a clock. Have a look at this. Oh, that? I found this in Miss May's room. I am a thief. Pretty sure this is not something that you can actually do in a proper court. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Faye's phone, were you not? Oh. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure what it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous, as the defense truly claimed that the witness was tapping her phone. Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah? I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. Am I going back to the phone records? This was quite a long conversation. It's enough for me. It's a statue. It's as a clock. It's made to look like a statue. Yep. Okay, we have proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is... That's a conversation again. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on for me. Again? What's it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like the statue of the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May? Shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer. It's not fair, all of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it? That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. I don't think I can really accuse her of murder. I don't have proof of that. Why the wiretap? Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity-tapping irrelevant? Yeah, she's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation to the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone? Ha, I'd like to see her pull that off. I mean, she doesn't have to. It's innocent until proven guilty. We have to prove she killed her. Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking, I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who's thought that, and of course, I can and will. You can't be serious. No way. Wait, I say, wait. Oh, and I assure you, I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee. You know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts, then you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee? Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. So, where does that leave us? It is my greatest pleasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. No, they're going to let her just walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something. Yeah, we have to call it. If she's claiming he's her alibi, we got to interrogate him. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you've sunken quite low enough already. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. Yeah, but this isn't about wiretapping. Her defense of not murdering someone is that she has an alibi, so we have to now corroborate the alibi. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Why do we need your consent? Condition: if Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognise that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And thereby, you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. No, I don't! What part of her being innocent of murder proves Maya is now guilty? That is my condition. What? I'd better find something suspicious in that bellboy testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? I shouldn't have to accept this condition. She can't just say, oh, I'm proven innocent, I have an alibi, without proving the alibi. Fine. I'm already getting the feeling like this game doesn't really follow like any sort of proper semblance of court rules. Alright, I've got nothing to lose except for, well, everything. Understood. I'll accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stands. Is he here? I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Did you have to bring the plate with you? I know it's just to save sprite work, but really? Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. I am the head bellboy at the Fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. Wait, isn't she claiming this was around 9? She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I believe the iced coffee delivered the iced coffee. I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. The court may begin its cross-examination. Right, I'm ready. I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. So why would she order a coffee to be delivered at a very specific time like that? Yes. She asked for a nice coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot. Okay. Why? 9 on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed the details several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished, sir. 9. Time of the murder. Awfully convenient she wanted an alibi at exactly the time. Precisely 9, then. Precisely. Exactly. And most definitely, sir. 9 PM. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, and bellboy, tee-hee, I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. Why would she be so particular about the time? And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. Okay, I'm not really getting anything useful here. You are sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Miss, yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought a room service, sir, the guest, sir, favoured me with an embrasser, sir. Embrasser? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir, but not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanour, sir. It was a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing here. Is that it? Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? Protest. Obviously protest. Wait, please, wait. Yes? Does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright, I'll give you one more question after all. Okay. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? I don't know. Like... Let's think about this for a second. So, like, it's obviously suspicious. She wants coffee precisely at the time the murder happens. You know, basically just to give her an alibi for that specific time. But where do I go with that? Like, check-in, room service, bed making. I'm really not just. If I get this wrong, hang on. Can I save mid-trial and just? I'm just gonna do this so I don't have to like play through the whole thing again if I get this wrong. Okay, which of these do I think is most suspicious? Like, maybe when she checked in? Like, that might be an interesting detail. Room service, I mean, he'd look around the room a bit. He may notice something. I can't really see bed making being useful in any way in this. I don't think that has anything to do with the case. We'll go with room service. I really don't know. It's room service or check-in for me. Tell me again about room service. Again, sir? At exactly 9, I delivered room service to Miss May in room 303. The guest had requested iced coffee. $18 was the charge, as I recall. I see. $18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive? Yes, well, iced coffee for 2, you know. And oh, for 2, you say? That's something you chose not to mention before. What did he say? What did you say? Rather quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object. That was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite, indeed. It was the, barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... What? He was in the room? He asked me not to mention if it wasn't specifically asked. Oh, for God's sake. You fool! I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man. Correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendants. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person? Simple. It was... the man with Miss May. Obviously. The man who checked in with Miss May. Your Honor? So if he's saying he checked in with her, does that mean I could have also got to this route if I picked the check-in option? As has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. Aye, what a convenient little setup. But it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Isn't that illegal? That really feels like it should be illegal. Upstart. Amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's arguments. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. That is all to say for the trial of my FA. Court is adjourned. Okay. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know? Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too. Huh? That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips, it sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well... No, I don't think so, not yet. Oh, I see. But I've got a great lead in today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May, he's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis? Don't worry, I'll find it by tomorrow, I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow, but now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. The victim Dawson attacked her. I told you that was a suspect thing. I don't know why the game won't let me press her on it. I don't know how much good this will be to me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in a detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. Alright then. We slipped a little bit past the half-hour mark I've usually done for these videos. Like I said, I imagine parts of this game are going to end up being hour-long episodes. Anyway, so yeah, I kind of suspected that, you know, with the wiretapping in her drawer, that she was obviously involved in this somehow. But they do seem to be painting this Mr. White person as the actual murderer. Alright, interesting. I'm still into this game. I think it's just a slow start. It's not so much the game's fault, it's me and just having a hard time finding time to play this game right now. It just happened. This game comes... Well, I start trying to let's play this game as Fire Emblem Three Houses come out, and it's the first time I've ever probably played a Fire Emblem game, and I'm getting quite hooked in it, and there's so much to do in that game. I'm having a hard time finding to record, so, yeah. I'll try and keep recording and updating this more often, but I'm not sure. Well, anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.